arches and vaults in Roman civilization. Rome was founded about 753 BC, and soon grew to be the capital city of the Roman Republic and later the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire lasted until 476 AD in the West, a span of years that saw the construction of some of the world's finest and most durable architecture and civil works. The advancements and influences of the Romans can still be seen in modern construction techniques. The Romans were the first civilization to have a set plan for cities, and their grid system is still used today in some communities. This famous civilization was mainly characterized by arches and vaults. Arches. The Greeks had understood arches and vaults, but had not used them much since they lacked the material advances of the Romans. With the development of concrete, the Romans began using arches and vaults almost exclusively, instead of the rectilinear practice of only vertical and horizontal members. The structure of the arch. An arch is a curved construction that spans an opening. The arch is a very elaborate architectural structure. It consists of many important parts such as, the places where the arch begins are springers. The wedge-shaped stones are voussoirs. The central stone that holds all of the other stones in place is the keystone. Structures built at the beginning of arch to support arch are imposts. The structure that covers the spot where the arch begins is a molding square-shaped columns to support arch, and imposts are piers. The history of the arch. The Etruscans were the first civilization to use an arch. The uses of the arch were limited because the arch did not fit in well with the classical architecture. They used the arch when building gates, bridges and drains. The problem was found with the arch. The outer joint of the wedge-shaped stones of the arch and the horizontal bricks of the wall was too noticeable. To conceal the joint, the Etruscans constructed moldings called imposts. They called the arch and imposts an archivolt. The imposts stuck out from the face of the wall, so they needed to be supported also. The piers were constructed so that the imposts sat on them. An example of an Etruscan arch would be the gate at Perugia in 23. The Roman architecture did not fully develop until they established the empire. The Romans conquered many civilizations. They became students. The Romans used ideas from other places in their own architecture. After the Romans conquered the Etruscans, they assimilated the arch to fit into their architectural scheme. The Romans used the arch when building bridges, aqueducts, gates, entrances, and a symbol of military victory. The arch could not support itself while being built. To support the arch during construction, supports called centerings were used. This gave support until the piers were built. Voussoirs, springers, and imposts were still used with the arch. The Romans added a buttress to help support the arch. The buttress is a projecting structure, generally of brick or stone, built against a wall to support or reinforce it. The Romans no longer used the molding to conceal the outer joint. They believed that it obstructed the natural beauty of the structure. Macaulay 55. Vaults. The types of vaults. A vault is related to an arch in that a vault is an arched masonry structure that forms a ceiling or roof. The Romans used three basic types of vaults: barrel vault or tunnel vault. The barrel vault is a vault shaped like half a cylinder. Groined vault or cross vault. A groined vault is two barrel vaults of the same size and height that they build at right angles to each other over a single square area. The barrel vaults naturally intersect in elliptical curves placed diagonally across the square area. Cloister vault. The cloister vault is based on the intersection of two barrel vaults at right angles. Instead of having an arch on each face of the vault, they rise to a high center from a level beginning on all four faces to form a square vault. The structure of a vault. The vault is a very simple structure. It consists of an arch at both ends. Between the arches is a long arched tunnel that is made of concrete. When making the large vaults, it was difficult to construct it all at once. They built the vault in sections. They used centerings, or temporary supports, to support the finished concrete in one section until the other sections were finished. Buttresses were used to give the heavy concrete vaults extra support. Architects would lay layers of light tiles directly on the centerings. When the tiles were finished, it gave the centerings extra support until they laid the final layer of concrete. When all of the concrete was dry and the tiles were laid, the Roman architects would pour concrete onto the vaults until they reached the desired thickness. Hamlin 25. Thanks for your attention. Directed by